Weight loss and getting healthy has to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, New Year's resolutions out there, right? We spend basically from Halloween, if you're anything like us and our family with young kids who are out trick or treating and getting all the candy, through New Year's having entirely too much sugar, entirely too much processed food. And even if didn't need to get healthy before that, you certainly are feeling the need and the desire to do that come January. You're, again, like me, just so over all of the sugar. And I know by the end of the holiday, and I don't even think I really overindulged that much, I felt so terrible in my body that I was just like, it is not worth it, right? So if you are struggling right now where you had maybe such a sweet tooth, or you're just like always reaching for like the delicious snacks in your pantry, yet you don't feel good in your own body, trust me when I say that when you do the work to show up consistently in a way that really nourishes your body, you will not believe how good you feel. I know that your goal might be to, look good in a swimsuit come this summer, look better in your clothes. Maybe you want to feel better in your body, but trust me when I say the mental focus and clarity that comes when you are nourishing your body, when you're moving your body, just the way that physically your body feels will improve so much. And I say that simply because I want you to hold that intention and I want you to hold that vision, because I know how challenging it is when you are working towards a weight loss goal and just like kind of overall like healthy living goal. All right, so let's dive in with the very first part of the series, which again is all about weight loss and healthy eating, healthy living in general, and why I am specifically obsessed with using manifestation to reach any goal, especially this. So, I have done other videos with this, but if you're new here, I want to just do a quick story about how I fell into manifestation with weight loss and like kind of how it propelled like a whole journey for me. But I was really struggling. The pandemic was, we were probably about 2 months into the pandemic, and I was 9 months postpartum with my second child, and just really struggling with my body image, the way my body looked, the way my body felt, my desire for more energy. I now have a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old running around, and it's the pandemic, and I was struggling a lot, but that's for another day. But I was just so frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to like make myself work out. Like I knew what I needed to do, right? I think if you're watching this, you know too. Pretty much anything that we need to know, we have access to, right? Workouts on YouTube, workouts on Pinterest. You can buy subscription workouts, workout apps, right? The same goes with eating and healthy recipes and meal plans. The information is not the problem. And I'm pretty sure you know that. You probably have all the information. You probably have even created a plan. But if you're watching this, you probably aren't sticking to it. And that's what you need help with. And this is why I'm obsessed with manifestation, because everyone has the plan, everyone has the information, but they're not doing it. And we can't figure out why in the hell can I not do this? Why in the hell can I not wake up 30 minutes early to do a little workout in my bedroom, right? Why in the hell can I not wake up 30 minutes early and go for a walk? Why can I not do it? And it's so frustrating, right? Like you're probably, if this is you, you're like activated. You're like, yes, I get it. Like I'm feeling that frustration right now. And this is the power of manifestation. So we operate 95% based on the subconscious mind. So what that means is while we kind of think we're in control of our thoughts and our actions and our emotions and what we say we're going to do and what we say we're not going to do, we aren't nearly as in control as we like to think we are, because our brain is running on operating systems that were established when we were kids. Okay? So basically, the mind is always just trying to keep us safe. Like that is, it problem solves, it tries to keep us safe, right? That's just part of what the mind does. And when we do something, or we even say that we're going to do something, that the mind is like, oh my gosh, this is new. This is not what we've been doing. This feels scary. The mind gets into, gets to work to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna like kind of figure out how to derail you because this doesn't feel safe to me. And my job is to make you feel safe. So that doesn't always work out when there's something that we think we really want to do and our mind is working against us. And again, I say that so lovingly because, sometimes the ego gets a bad rep, but again, it's just trying to keep you safe. But this is where, again, manifestation and what I love about manifestation, right? Like the deeper work, the subconscious work comes into play. This isn't necessarily just about like putting a picture of a girl in a bikini on a vision board and, in June, suddenly you've lost 40 pounds, right? It doesn't necessarily work that way. In some ways it does. So I don't want to like totally burst your bubble. We'll do other videos about that. But for this specific example, it's really about getting your mind on board with you doing the thing, right? You taking the action on the things that you need to do to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. So how I kind of fell into this is, again, I was really down on myself about my body. And prior to this, I had started a meditation practice. If you don't have a meditation practice, go right now, well, not right now, after this video, and search like guided meditations on YouTube and just start 10 minutes every morning. Start your day with meditation. That will change your life. That changed my life. That literally was like the thing that started everything for me over the past handful of years, and it has been amazing. So, number one, meditation practice, always, always, always. I had just done a meditation practice. I'm getting ready to get in the shower and, judging my body. And then suddenly there's like this little voice, right? That little like deep knowing inner voice. And I'll, talk about that in other videos. Just saying, what if you just stopped judging your body? What if you just stopped? What if you just loved your body instead? And it's like, well, how can I love my body, right? You might be like thinking this with me as well, right? Like, look at the way that it looks. I feel frustrated. I am frustrated, right? It seems so counterintuitive. But in that moment, again, I had not done any of this work. I'm just, like just kind of going with the flow. And in that moment, I just see the gratitude for my body. Again, I'm 9 months postpartum. I have a C-section scar. My boobs are sagging from, nursing around the clock. And in that moment, I can connect to the gratitude for my body, for growing a human inside of it, right? For nursing it, for being able to just be a healthy mom, right? Like all of the things. And, I can even feel the emotion coming back every time I tell the story because I was so connected to that. And literally in that moment, even though I didn't know it yet, but something shifted. Something like a light bulb went off, and it was like instantly I just wanted to like repay my body. And instantly it became so effortless to start working out daily. Like every day I was waking up at 4 a.m. because that was the only time I had. Waking up at 4 a.m. to do my meditation, to do a workout. I was eating healthier. It was almost like my sweet tooth like went away. I I cannot speak for everyone's experience, but this was my experience. It became so effortless when I simply stopped judging myself, stopped judging my body, and showed up in gratitude. Okay? And that was step 1. And really for me, it was that simple. Okay? And I'm not, again, all of our journey is a little bit different. But I want you to really take this to heart. And I know it's so hard for me to say, just love yourself, just love your body when you don't. I totally get that. I was there. But can you just be gentler to yourself? Can you just stop judging the parts of yourself that are judging, right? Like, and what I mean by that is, can you just stop like beating yourself up for not having got up this morning and done the workout, right? Even right now, I'm just wanting to take a breath with you, okay? So, like, if you're in a safe place where, you're not driving, listening to this, and you can just like close your eyes and just breathe. Just taking a breath, coming back to center. Okay, whatever happened this morning, whatever you did or didn't do, whether you did the workout or not, whether you, I don't know, had a muffin or you had something healthier, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is, and it's okay. All right. I want you to practice being gentler with yourself. I know it seems counterintuitive because we have grown up in a culture that believes we have to push harder. And if we're not pushing harder, we're not doing good enough. We're not trying hard enough. And if we're not doing good enough or trying hard enough, we aren't enough. And that's the biggest bunch of bull there is, okay? That is the biggest scam we've all collectively bought into, and slowly we're unlearning that, okay? So it is okay. It's even okay however you're feeling about that right now, right? Like if you're so frustrated that you ate the cookie today and you're just like really beating yourself up, like feel frustrated. Give yourself 90 seconds to just feel frustrated, right? Like throw a temper tantrum, like, why can't I figure this out? This is so annoying. Why do I always do this, right? Be in it for 90 seconds. That's typically all you need to move that emotion through your body. And then I want you to move on, okay? What I'm sharing and what I'm talking about here right now is not going to be a one and done, okay? You might have to come back to this video over and over to remember. You might have to set reminders on your phone to say, it's okay. I'm not judging myself. It's okay that I had a cookie, right? Whatever that looks like for you, whatever you need, all right? But that is step 1. It is not talked about enough. I actually don't know if I've ever read about the power of letting go of judgment and forgiving yourself in any traditional self-help book. It wasn't until I got into more spiritual books, spiritual personal development books, that I started seeing this, okay? And I had read so many personal development and self-help books over the years, from a very masculine perspective, again, like do, push, try, okay? We are all very different, and we are all having a very different journey, a very unique journey, a very perfect journey for each and every one of our souls in this lifetime. And what works for one person doesn't work for everyone. Okay? Even what I'm sharing now may not completely resonate with you. And that is also okay. But I still hope that regardless of the rest of this video, whether you watch it or not, simply stop judging yourself, stop beating yourself up so much, being a little more gentle to yourself. That in and of itself will change your life. Okay? So that is really kind of the first part of this, is just taking a step back, breathing, again, letting go of that judgment. The next thing, holding the vision and the intention for what you want and how you want to feel. Okay? So often when we think of a goal, and I talk about this like way more when I'm talking like specifically about like manifesting something, but we're always manifesting things. So it's the same language. When you're wanting to manifest or achieve the goal of weight loss, of eating healthier, there is always a deeper desire to wanting to achieve that, right? Sometimes it's, if I'm skinnier, I'll be happier, right? We like have these, we all have these different stories that we've made up. When I'm healthier, I'll have more energy. Okay. I want you to kind of keep going deeper and understand really how you ultimately want to feel, because this is so important. When you can set the intention and the vision for how you want to feel and really be able to connect that to an emotion, right? Like, I want to just feel so happy and content because I have the energy to keep up with my kids, right? Something like that, like connecting to that deeper emotion. That will help you stay aligned with the vision that you have, right? So it's holding the intention of what you want to achieve by really deeply connecting to that intention on an emotional level. Okay, so again, you can come back to this video, you can take a note, you can do this later, but sometimes on the surface, like the goals are very superficial, right? Like, I want to look good in the bikini. And yes, on some level that is true. But deeper down, there's something else. And I want you to find that deeper thing. Because again, as we are simply, focusing on the intention that we have, the intention of losing weight, the intention of eating healthier, of being healthier, of feeling more vibrant and energetic. As we focus on that intention while holding the emotion of that, right? Like the energy of that, it allows us to focus more, to, where focus goes, energy flows. So the more we can focus on like how we want to feel while holding this vision, it's like we are naturally drawn to it, and it's naturally drawn to us. And what happens in that way is maybe you will naturally be drawn to wanting to have a salad at lunch, right? Maybe you will see a YouTube video of like a yoga class, yoga workout. I don't know why I was blanking on that. Like, come, show up on your screen, and you're actually like, oh, that actually looks really fun. I'm going to do it, right? That is what I mean. When we can hold the intention of what we want and how we want to feel, the universe conspires, right, to work it all out for us. And then it is up to you to take action. And this is where, again, that like energy, that deeper desire comes into play, because now like you're getting your whole body, your heart, your mind on the same page with, no, I deeply desire wanting to, again, like chase my kids around the yard or whatever that looks like, right? now you're holding that emotion. You feel it, you see it. It's easier. Sorry, my um computer screen just went away. Sorry about that. It's easier then to show up and take action, because now where, kind of before this video, it's like, I need to get up and I need to do that workout and I need to stop eating less. I need to eat less crap and I need to stop eating sugar. And it's like all these things that are overwhelming the mind. And it's also like, kind of at the core level, you're like, well, I love sugar. I love cookies. I don't actually want to stop eating them, right? So then the mind is not quite, it's not on the same page, right? With the heart, right? The heart of like what you deeply desire. And so there's that conflict there, and that's what's keeping you from ultimately like doing the thing that you so deeply want to do, and then it's super frustrating. So by implementing these practices that I've started talking about, now you're getting everything in alignment, right? I talk about like heart and mind coherence. So now it's like, okay, I am aligning with that deeper desire. I'm letting the brain, get on board with why I want this. And now it no longer is like you're telling your brain you can't have sugar anymore, even though you love sugar, right? You can't have the cookie. Now it's like, I want to nourish my body with healthy food, right? Can you feel and like see the difference there, right? Where it's like, no more junk, no more cookies, no more things I love, right? That sounds like, yeah, that sounds super restrictive. That doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound like living, right? If instead you shift then the focus to more vitality, more nourishing foods, more energy, right? Like more, doing more things that like really fuel my body in a way that feels good, right? It's easier to get on board with that because it doesn't feel restrictive. You're like, oh, more, right? Like more sounds great. And again, where focus goes, energy flows. So you're just holding the intention. And this is then the key. It's all about the integration. So what does that mean, right? You're doing some of the emotional work. You're doing some of the mindset work. You're working to reprogram the subconscious mind. Now we really do that when we make new choices. And I kind of want to talk about this in two parts, because sometimes you still may be like, I still can't get up and do that workout. I still can't motivate myself to do that workout. Okay. Go back to not judging yourself, right? Go back to like, it's okay. We're going to take this one step at a time. We are not going into this with it's, the beginning of January, and by the end of January, I've lost 40 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds. You might not even lose 10 pounds, right? And that's okay. You have to set the proper expectation so that you have the stamina, right? So that you like continue to show up consistently, right? It feels good when you continue to show up for yourself in a way that feels really nourishing, focusing simply on feeling good. Because I bet when you do that like deeper kind of like heart-based desire for why you want this anyway, it's to feel good. It's to feel happier. It's to, whatever that looks like. So focus on that part of the journey now. Focus on doing the things that feel good now. Focus on what nourishes you now. That is the difference between being and doing. When we're just focusing on the doing, we're not actually doing. We're having a really hard we're having a really hard time taking action. We're having a hard time doing because we've forgotten about the being. But it's being and doing. And at the beginning, there needs to be more emphasis on the being. Okay? So how else might this look for you? Maybe it's holding that vision. And again, I want to give just kind of different scenarios, and you can lean into what feels good for you. You can try different things on. there's not like one specific path. We all come here, with our own programs running, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. We're just trying to figure out what works best for us so that we can feel really good. So maybe maybe for you, let's say like you're still just not feeling super motivated to like get up and do the workout. What does it look like when you can just hold the intention, or I should say more, hold the vision of you in 6 months from now, right? Like you've lost 25 pounds, you're feeling amazing, your clothes are too big, you're going to the store to buy new clothes, you are getting, compliments with, how you look, and you're like, yeah, I know that I look better, but you also know that you feel better, and you are so freaking proud of yourself for showing up this way each and every day, right? Like showing up consistently, doing the things that you know you want to do and that you need to do, and the things that will nourish you. Okay? Holding that vision. What did that version of you do today, right? And what are they going to do tomorrow? And what are they going to do the next day? And it doesn't have to be huge, because again, starting small, it will allow the momentum to grow, right? Even if you're not motivated to do a workout today, could you stand in your bedroom and do 10 squats, right? Get curious, have more fun, make it really playful. Sometimes I like to, sometimes I'm just like not motivated to do like a 20 or 30-minute like workout video. I do a lot of beach body workouts, but I haven't been doing them in a while because I just haven't been motivated. So sometimes what I'll do instead is say kind of the same thing, like I'm just going to do my own. I'm going to do a few squats, some lunges, some weights. Like I'm just going to do a few minutes of things right now. And you know what? Those few minutes ends up turning into 15 to 20 minutes, like that, like in a blink of an eye. Because once you get started, you just keep going. But it feels really daunting to think, oh, I have to get through these 30 minutes. Okay, then don't. Do 3 minutes, right? Do some stretches, right? Move your body. One thing I love to do, it's so good for you to just like move stuck energy, and it's can be a great workout. I love to dance around and have like solo dance parties in my room in the morning, or really any time of day. Like sometimes I'm just feeling like I need to do that. Can you turn on your favorite song and simply move your body and dance for those 3.5 minutes? It seems like nothing, okay? But don't underestimate it, right? Please. It again, it's kind of one of those things that we've been taught that we have to work really hard, and it's like no pain, no gain, all of these things. And, I don't know, maybe there's some truth to that, right? Like clearly there are people who work really hard and it shows, right? I'm thinking like professional athletes and that sort of thing. But don't underestimate the momentum that you can build when you stop judging yourself, right? When you're more gentle with yourself, when you approach these goals and these intentions that you're setting for yourself with joy and curiosity. Okay. What would it be like if I simply, did 5 minutes of leg exercises? I'm going to do some lunges. I'm going to do some squats. I don't know, some calf raises, right? Like whatever might take 5 minutes. Approaching it like, what would it be like? What would happen if? What if I just lay on the ground and do 10 crunches, right? I bet you'll keep going. All right. It is such a gentler approach, and you will be surprised at how far it takes you. Because maybe today, even if you don't, do more than 5 minutes of leg works, I'm just making something up, right? Maybe tomorrow you'll be like, you know what? That was super easy to just do those lunges. I'm going to do that again. Oh, and then I'm actually going to do some push-ups, right? Like again, I'm just kind of using this as an example. But when you feel good, when you show up for yourself, when you are devoted to the commitments that you make to yourself, that energy will transform you. That energy will power you through your day. That energy will give you more energy and more motivation to do more things that you want to do that feel really good for you. Okay? It is a ripple effect, and it doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing, because that is what is keeping so many people stuck, is thinking that, oh, I got to go to the gym for an hour, and where in the hell am I going to have the time? I'm already exhausted. I worked a long day. I have kids, right? Like all of the excuses that we're going to come up with. Then just don't do that, right? Just don't do that, right? Pause this video and do 10 jumping jacks, right? Like I promise you, just commit to yourself and be devoted to showing up in whatever small way or big way you feel called right now, today, in this moment, tomorrow. Okay? And when you need to hear this, come back to this video, or come back and, forgive yourself for having that cookie. Like, oh my goodness, this is a journey. And I think that's the other thing. I'm just thinking of like a cookie. It's like, people think like, oh my God, I'm never going to eat a cookie again. I love cake. I love cookies. And they spend their whole life never feeling good in their own body, never having the energy that they want to have, because they think they're never going to like be able to eat a cookie again. Right? Like, it's just like, oh my goodness, just stop it with the noise. And we stop the noise in the mind, meditation, being gentle to ourselves, right? Letting go of the judgment. Okay. All right. Let me keep going here. Okay, I talked about the workout. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Okay, I want to talk about eating, healthy eating. Again, this goes into, who are you being? This sounds like a silly example, but this is a real life example, like from me. So I remember just like having, again, the intention to eat healthier. And intentions are great. I set intentions all the time. Goals are great, right? Like resolutions are not always my thing, but I get why they do them. They're not inherently bad. But when we simply are just like setting the goal, it doesn't really mean anything if, again, we're not focused on who we need to be. So I had set the intention of, we're just going to eat healthier. And that was it. Like, it was just like the intention to eat healthier. And this is a big thing, and especially in manifestation, like what the affirmations and the intention and the vision. But if we're not then grounding it into who we are being, like those things fall short. And that's where sometimes manifestation and some of these things like get a bad name, because people aren't doing like the grounded things that they need to do to actually like take the step forward. So again, back to my story. Sorry, I keep digressing. So I would just go to the grocery store and buy healthier things. And excuse me, I would come home and then kind of like not know what to do with them, or I didn't really have a plan, and I was just like end up eating the same thing and then feeling frustrated, and then just kind of like completely missing the disconnect. Like, I'm buying healthier food, but why am I not like actually eating healthier? I'm still eating like the same boring stuff, and it's somewhat healthier. And I couldn't even see it, because I was operating from the 95% of the subconscious mind, where I would just go to the grocery store and buy food and make the food that I bought, right? But if I am aligning with the vision of myself in 6 months, that is healthier, that is more vibrant, that is more radiant, that feels like they have control of their life, that feels like they have control of their day, of how they're showing up for themselves, right? Like, I believe that is what this comes down to so much, is this idea of feeling like we actually have control of our life, right? That we're showing up in the way that we want. And what I realized is I wasn't acting as that person Who is in control of their life? Who is in control of what they're choosing to eat and how they're choosing to nourish their body? Because you know what? That person has a plan. That person doesn't just go to the grocery store and buy groceries. That person makes a meal plan for the week. That person knows exactly what they have already at home that fits into that meal plan. And that person knows what they need to buy at the grocery store to make those healthy recipes. Okay? Then that person knows what is required so that come dinner time, they're actually making the food, right? And if that means that, oh, you actually always feel super rushed and frantic at dinner time, and it's really hard to make something new, it's so much easier to just like throw something together that you've always done, because again, we're operating 95% from the subconscious, and it's so much easier to just do what we have habitually done. That's what you're going to do, right? So who then is that? What is that person 6 months from now doing? That person 6 months from now is saying, you know what? On Tuesday nights, my schedule is really busy because each of my kids have activities. So on Sunday, I need to make a healthy soup so that I'm not worrying about what we're going to eat and going through drive-through at a fast food restaurant, and we're all having a healthy soup. And maybe I'm making my kids a grilled cheese because they love grilled cheese and, I don't have to eat that, but, maybe they want that with their soup. Okay. That is how you show up being the person that you want to be, the person that is in control of what they're eating and how they're feeling and how they're showing up for their life. Okay. So very tangibly. Okay. And I know I'm like past 35 minutes and I wasn't planning on making this long, and I hope this is serving you, and please like drop a comment, let me know if you have questions. I don't know, give me your feedback, but I want to just end this way, very tangibly. Again, meditation. Okay, do the work to like calm and center yourself as much as possible as you start your day, so that you are going through the day feeling like you are actually in control of your day and not reacting to the day. That will change your life, okay? Like if you do nothing else. But very tangibly, like, are you sitting down? Not are you, very tangibly, sit down. Sit down on the weekend, right? Plan out. Ideally, like look at your calendar for the next couple months. What's going on, right? Like high level stuff, throw it in there. Then come down to this month. Come down to 2 weeks. Plan out your meals. Okay, your kids have activities these days. You're not going to be able to make a big dinner on that night. Okay, what is your option? What are you going to do to nourish yourself and your family, right? On these busy nights when it's so easy to do something that isn't as healthy. Okay, what does your schedule look like? Where each and every day can you squeeze in 15 minutes to simply get outside and go for a walk? Where can you squeeze in 10 minutes to do some squats, right? Make it easy for yourself. Start small. Don't overthink this, but be practical, be realistic about your schedule, okay? I'm not going to tell you to go to the gym for an hour. I would never do that. I have 2 small kids, right? I would just never even make time for that. Maybe you personally like love to get out and go to yoga, and maybe you also have small kids, but like on Thursdays you don't have anything going on and it's like an easy night for your husband to just like chill and hang out with the kids and have fun, and you can escape for 45 minutes and go to a yoga class. Okay? What works for you? Plan it out and then show up by being that person. And again, when we're being that person, in 6 months from now, you're not judging yourself. You're not beating yourself up. You're so dang proud of yourself. You're so dang proud of yourself for committing to yourself, for showing up for yourself in this way, for doing the thing that felt so hard for so long. You did it. You figured it out. Okay? Be proud of that person today. I don't care where you are. You can find something to be proud of. You can find something about yourself to be grateful for. You can bring awareness to where you are judging yourself and beating yourself up. And you can just sit with that part of you and forgive it. Okay? I'm sending you so much love. You have got this. You are so much more powerful and capable than you know. 2025 is going to be a huge year for transformation. Astrologically, this is a year of self-empowerment. Use it to your advantage. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear from you. All right. Come back for another video if you liked this one and are curious about how you can implement some of these practices in other areas of your life. All right, have a beautiful day.